Hey guys, how's it going? This is AJ or Jad from Agent Overdrive, and this is really exciting because I've been wanting to make this video for quite some time now to truly show you guys like the value that we could give you. Now, in this video, I'm going to be explaining how we get our clients' listings step by step, and yeah, just dive straight into it. So, just an introduction, we got one of our clients a lead with a $500,000 listing in just under 1 week. Now, to mention that lead was interested, ready to list, just had to go through the whole process with the broker. Now, I know 500,000 might not seem like a lot, but we are getting listings way more than that, in the 1 million, 2 million, 3 million range. And we're even aiming to get the higher end ones. So, at the same time, we get that same broker, 2 to 3 new interested qualified leads, emphasis on that, every single week. The same thing with all of our other clients. Now, the reason I want to specify qualified is I actually did a poll and noticed 99% of brokers always say that the number one problem they have is with qualified leads. So this video is what we do and why we do it this way, but I do have a full training course explaining how we do this and how you can implement this. Again, if you watch till the end, you're going to gain access to that and this document. So before I dive into it, I just want to show you some results we've gotten. This one's for buyer leads, by the way. This one's for seller leads. So for buyer leads, we got 10 in just a 7-day period. Not to mention, out of these 10, now look, it's really easy for me to sit here and say, yeah, we got 10 leads, look at us, But out of those 10, only 4 to 5 were genuinely qualified and were actually there to buy. So you could filter 5 out, and 5 of them were really, really good high quality leads. Now this is seller leads, we actually got 3. And out of those 3, one was a $1.5 million listing, another one was $700,000, and one was $150,000. The $150,000 is not the type of listings that my broker wants to work with, so we just filtered that out and gave him as a referral to another broker. However, the other 2 are genuine listings that he likes, and they were qualified leads because they were genuinely looking to sell. So I'm now going to dive into how we get our clients' listings. So an overview of what we do is we first want a lead generation system. This probably drives the entire thing, and it's the one that gets the lead quantity. Now, there are 3 things we have to focus on: lead quantity, quality, and then closing them. This one right here takes care of quantity alone. After that, we have pre-qualifying and educating. Over here, we start our qualification process to make sure that they're the right leads, and we educate the leads on what we do and that we're the right fit for them. After that comes the outreach phase. This is probably the most important part. If you miss this, you might as well just not do the system because you're not going to get any results from this. And lastly, but not least, building the brand. Now, something I want you to notice is these 3 are all part of one system. They are the short-term, more like lead-driven focus, while building your brand is this long-term thing that we do so that you could get leads over a long period of time, even if we work with you or if we stop working with you. So let's dive into lead generation. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start running Facebook and LinkedIn ads. I'm going to explain why we chose these 2 in a bit, but these are where all the leads are going to get driven from. So the next thing we're going to do is build out a marketing strategy. So this is very complicated, and if I were to explain all of this video would be hours long. I probably will have multiple other videos explaining each step of a marketing strategy. And if you want a bit more in depth about this, you could check out our free training. Again, I'll tell you about it at the end of this video. But to summarize it, you have to choose who to target, where to target them, and how to find them. Now, this is just an oversimplification. There's so much more that goes into this, but you get the gist of it. You're basically choosing how you're going to target your ideal clients and where. So the next thing you're going to have to do is multiple ad angles. Now, this is very important, and I can't stress this enough. So you might look at all these ads. We actually ran these ads for one of our clients, and you might think they're strikingly similar. And if you look at this ad and this ad, they're literally the same thing with different color schemes. Now, what I want you to notice, or I want to tell you guys, is this ad right here got us 3,600 impressions or views in the marketing world and got us 80% of our leads. Just so you know, the second best ad got 800 views. So this ad performed, 80 times better than the second best one, just this one alone. Now imagine if I just ran this image or this image and I didn't choose multiple ad angles. Imagine how many leads I'd be leaving on the table. Now I want to speak about why Facebook or LinkedIn ads. So I might let you guys just figure this out on your own. The first question you're going to have to ask is, where would your ideal clients be? If I was your ideal lead, where would I spend most of my time? So you have to ask yourself that and then reverse engineer it to figure out where they are. Now, if you want to trust me with this, I actually tried and tested this and found that most of the platforms they spend their time on are LinkedIn or Facebook. Now, by the way, Facebook is Facebook/Instagram. They're under the same company. So you could say Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn. Another thing is they have easy targeting options. Remember when I said you have to figure out how to find them and where to target them? These platforms offer in-depth targeting, so you could directly target yacht owners and market directly to them. Now, after you've got that system set up, the other thing you're going to have to do is pre-qualifying and educating. So for this step, we're going to build out a funnel. And I can't stress this enough. This is not a website. A funnel is optimized for conversions. A website is not. It's optimized for awareness and just letting people know about you. And the purpose of this funnel is to educate the audience and move leads through the sales process. In our training, I dive deeper into this, give you an example, explain why we do everything. So if you want to check that out, again, towards the end of the video, I'll explain where you could find that. Next thing you're going to have to do is speed to lead. And this is essentially the bread and butter of our entire system. So here's where we're going to do the outreach and the follow-ups. So again, like I said, speed to lead is the bread and butter of this all. We have an internal sales team that reaches out to every lead that comes in between 5 to 10 minutes of them entering the pipeline. And this is super important because you got to understand, every lead, 100 other brokers are fighting for the same lead. So if you waste 1 minute and don't call them, that's 1 minute for another broker to snatch them up and take your lead. Something else we do is automated text and email replies. So again, this helps us with speed to lead. We can have texts going out, emails going out automatically as soon as they enter. Another thing is long-term nurture sequences. So sometimes leads come in, but they're like, yeah, I want to sell in the next 3 months. We don't just forget about them and then call them in 3 months. We actually have a long-term nurture sequence to nurture them. And after 3 months, they come to us because they know and trust us. This is all, by the way, powered by our CRM. Again, something you gain free access to once you work with us. But I don't want to sell you anything, so you could find other CRMs maybe that do this, but that's how we do it. And again, if you want to know how, you can check out our free training, which I'll speak about in a bit. Now, the last step is building a brand, and this is the bread and butter of everything. So, like I mentioned, the first 3 things are all part of a system, but they're more short-term lead-driven systems. This one right here is a long-term thing. If you build your brand, you gotta understand you don't have to spend any time, any money, nothing, and you can get leads on autopilot. So this is high leverage. What does that mean? So leverage is the amount of input you put in to get an output. So cold calls, for example, is low leverage because if you did 10 cold calls, you'd get the results of 10 as an output. Now, high leverage means, let's say I put 1 input in, I could get infinite output out, which is what building a brand is for. If I grow my social media, which is the main focus here on online presence, then I'll essentially get hundreds of leads coming to my profile, seeing what I do every single day. I don't have to do anything, which is why it's infinite ROI and infinite leverage. So this is the final stage, building your brand and truly building your online presence to reach more and more people. Now, like I mentioned, we have a free training on this. So how can you implement this? I explain how you can do all this for yourself in our free course. It's in the description, or if you want to check the document out, it's also at the end of the document. And the document is also in the description. I'm not trying to sell you anything. You could get on this training, see how to do this, and do it all for yourself. But hey, if you do want to work with us, you could also book in a call with us from there. All I want to give you is free value and genuinely help you out. If you enjoyed this video, just like, subscribe, check out our other profiles like LinkedIn, Instagram, and yeah, I'll see you in the training.